So when I think about the training that I did for the marathon, visualization saved my tail in this process. I wouldn't have run the marathon if it wasn't for visualization. I had a visual of what I wanted to achieve specifically. My wife, our sons were young at that time. We're not that familiar with New York. There's millions of people in New York at any given time. And then you add on the people from the race. It was a zoo. We didn't feel comfortable having my family running around trying to catch me at the stops in New York. So we decided that I was going to go to New York by myself. I was going to stay in with the boys. But in my mind, because I wanted to own up to showing my sons what was achievable and what was doable, I had a vision in my mind that I was going to cross the finish line in Central Park, and I was going to do it on FaceTime, and I wanted them to see me cross the finish line. I wanted to start ahead of the finish line, get them on the line, and have them watch me cross that finish line and feel the joy and exuberance that I felt with me. That was the one vision I had. Every single step I took during training, every weight I lifted, every time I meditated, every time I was watching my health and my nutrition, that visualization was everything to me. And you could not get me off of that determination because I had that visual in my mind. So months and months of training, every single time. As you could see, it was raining that day. The race started at about 40 degrees, dropped to about 35 as we're going along. Nothing better than running in the rain when it's 35 degrees. I highly don't recommend it. But every step that I took, I thought about them. I visualized them. I visualized them being proud of me. I visualized me being proud about myself, for myself. And I visualized crossing that finish line. There were photographers all over the course. It's almost like paparazzi style. You turn the corner, there's like 20 photographers, and they're all shooting at different people. So I looked up at one point. This picture here, I was miserable. Miserable. I was in pain. I was cold. I was wet. I was starving. I looked up, and I saw a photographer with one of those gigantic sports lenses pointed right at me. And if you'll notice, I'm showing sign language for I love you. I knew somewhere in my mind that I wanted my sons to see this picture. I knew I wanted them to know that I was thinking about them in the middle of the course. Don't think for one second that the minute that wasn't clicked, that I wasn't back to my mad face, because I was. I'm telling y'all, it was bad. It was bad. But I was so proud. I was so proud at what I achieved. I was so proud to be a good example for my sons that I did not give up. I did not give up that entire race. Yes, I walked a couple of times. I will admit that. But I did not give up. I had a lot of opportunities to give up. You talk about people talk about signs, and you see signs, and you're like, oh, maybe this means this. I have never seen a race where a fire truck blocked the race. There was an apartment building, true story, there was an apartment building on fire in the middle of the race. There was a fire truck that was blocking the intersection. We had to stop and wait for this fire truck to move. We were there for about 5-7 minutes. There's no better time to want to bow out of a race than when you're standing in the cold rain waiting on a fire truck for 5 minutes. But I visualized making them proud. And I'm also ecstatic to say my vision came true. I pictured this almost to the detail in my mind every single day. This was the picture that drove me every training mile, that drove me every exercise, that drove me every minute that I was preparing for this. What is that for you? What is your vision of success? What is your vision of happiness? What is your vision of taking your success to another level? I promise you, and I will be a staunch supporter of meditation all day long. If you take 5 minutes, 10 minutes tonight when you get home, and you quietly picture yourself in a moment of success greater than what you're experiencing now, it will light a fire in you that will drive you to another level. I promise you that. Because it is one of the most fantastic things that you can do that helps you get over any hump, that helps you get through any adversity, that helps you tackle any challenge, that helps you keep moving forward. Because it's easy. Life's hard. Business is hard. Our mental health has suffered over the last couple of years. Things are hard, and they're probably going to continue to be hard because that's what life is. The life, as they say, will never give you anything that you can't handle. You can get through those times. You can come out the other side, crawling out of the experience. But when you visualize, you put on this emotional suit of armor that makes you unstoppable. And whatever that looks like to you, visualize that and do not let it go. Because there will be days that you don't want to work as hard as you need to. There will be days that you're going to be dealing with people that you don't want to deal with. There will be days that it's easier to say, maybe not today. But if you have that vision in your mind, if you know exactly what you want to do to succeed, that vision will pull you out of any rut. It will help you overcome any adversity. It will get you through any challenge. It will pull you through the worst of the imposter syndrome drag down that you will ever go through. Because even though I can't see all of your eyes because the lights are really bright, I know that each and every one of you are competitive. I know each and every one of you love what you achieved, but you would gladly go a little further. You would gladly be a little bit more successful.